That's probably going to be a proper shit night's sleep, isn't it?
Up to
I've
you.
got a burning circle on my hand that I don't. That's going to be breakfast's problem to figure out, and then I literally have the weight of the end of the world on my mind. But to be fair,
you tell me, Lex Ordo. How well do you sleep?
All right.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 116 of Malt Magic Campaign 2, where the stakes are higher than they have ever been before. So we are not going to dally around too much tonight. I'm going to get I'm going to get through this intro very quickly, I should say, and then we are going to go into our lineup and straight into our episode. So previously on Malt and Magic, the Planar Detective Agency stood at the heart of a celestial orrery, the orrery of Ardalia itself, fighting to hold back a bleeding void long enough for the Eclipse Codex to reassemble. So while Suri yeeted Arbuthnot through a rift to distract a spectral Vane Shadowthorn, Jewel and Lex worked to stabilise the reality warping interference. Rejecting the idea that such power belonged to any one person, the party reached out as one, with the shards of the Star-Touch crystal merging and being consumed, branding a new item, the Eclipse Sigil, directly into the agency's palms. The chamber then shattered, dragging the party back to the material plane for a final showdown itself with a corporeal Vane Shadowthorn within the Temple of Clothis, an area we had not seen since episode 2 of this very campaign. After a desperate pursuit up a spiral staircase and throughout this crypt, Lex delivered the final blow, grappling Vane and disintegrating his head with a surge of lightning. However, that villain's death triggered then the Shrouded Lord's reckoning. With the Eclipse Codex, Eclipse Sigil in existence, the Shadowfell began to merge with the material world, and darkness began to consume Thalissa. Lex suffered a massive psychic brain bleed while attempting to close said breach, and they were forced to retreat to their bastion in Union City via a teleportation spell. So with the darkness now spreading from around them, a heavily pregnant Mara prepares the city's defences, while old allies, including Garnet, Takami, Page, Dream, Bronze, and numerous others, assemble to to join our party as they lead them into a final fight. Tonight, we plan for that final stand. So my usual content warnings do apply. This is an adult stream. There will be a lot of adult language, a lot of adult humour. You have been warned. Full content warnings, of course, will be available when this episode goes on to podcast and into VOD format as well. So yes, you have been warned. With that, let's roll. Heyo.
What's up, bitches?
There was a lot of discussion going on behind the scenes that suddenly stopped when we realised where we were in the intro. So, no spoilers. Oh, very good. Yes, let's run down our lineup very quickly, and then I will see how you're all doing, and then we will dive into tonight's episode. So I am Matt, I'm your Dungeon Master, Game Master, whatever you want to call me, for this evening. I am probably going to be role-playing a lot of different characters tonight, depending on who you lot decide to speak to, and call on, and ally with, and all those different things, so it's going to be a fun one.
You only have yourself to blame.
Buckle up.
Hello, I am Dave. I am playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue, and I don't need to have a poo.
Which is good to know. Let's all talk about our poo status in our intro, shall we? Hello, and I'm Danny, and I'm playing a newly leveled up Lex Ordo, a UNT sorcerer, who might need a poo in the next 3 hours.
Lex or you?
All of the above.
All of the above. Yeah.
Wicked. Well, glad to be alongside you, gents. I'm Steve, playing Suri, the male elf druid fighter. Nobody even knows whether he does poo. He might not. And I don't really know many characters backstory-wise, so I might just make some shit up and see what Matt does.
Yeah,
I'll roll.
Suri knows every single one of these characters from a previous life. And
he's just going to say, he walks in, he's like, "Oh, Paige, how you doing?" Like, what?
Very good. So, yes, when we left off last time, we were in a bit of a dire situation, with you all having sort of landed back in the Bastion via a very quick teleportation spell as a retreat, as you watched Thalissa essentially fall around you. As you then arrived back home, reports started to come in of the world basically under siege by the Shadowfell now. All of those portals that you had once closed opened again. Everything where a shadow has touched erupted into chaos. As not only the Shadowfell, but the void began to bleed through as well. The Shrouded Lord supposedly using the Shadowfell as a conduit to bring the void alongside those shadows and those wraiths. First thing we are all going to do is a long rest.
Thank fuck for that. Oh, that was going to be my first question.
But I would like to know what you are doing within this long rest. This is the immediate aftermath of what has been a very, very quick succession of mess, of danger, of peril. So I would like to know what you're all doing in this time, so to speak.
I think the first thing that Jewel would do, knowing that her family's arrived, is obviously go up to them. I think we said last episode, she embraced them all. And knowing that they're probably safer in the Bastion than at home, is actually quite happy that they've arrived. So would probably therefore, in a slightly muted effect, not just the, hey, let's go around and see the whole Bastion. It's more of a just one going around and just seeing what they can do. Showing them around, but then yes, maybe going to her parents and be like, the stuff you can help with, you're very powerful.
Okay.
And I think what Lex will probably do is go around and make sure the magical defences are fortified as good as possible. So the alarm system cog helps populate, making sure that works. Put in particular mages in particular strategic points, so ones that can do radiant damage or the most damage to shadow type creatures. I want those around the perimeter, including Mace. I'll do all the pleasantries and get them out of the way, but I want Mace on patrol.
Very good.
I think Suri would probably be doing something similar, but with the more kind of martial defences, ensuring that patrols are properly set, making sure that people are either pairing up or have line of sight so that nobody can slope off and do anything nefarious without being noticed. A combination of kind of drilling and reassuring.
Okay. As I very quickly make some notes there. Okay, let's start with Jewel. Then you reconnect with your family, who, along with a number of what remains of Stonebark Village, retreated to Union City. You get the impression from their stories and what they tell you that despite what you were doing, the incursion into the material plane began a lot before, or long before Thalissa itself fell. Almost as if something was holding the line in Thalissa until a final moment. There is a jagged wound on the back of Bronze. You are told by your mother that Bronze actually stayed to get Mace, the Warforged Paladin, out, as Mace was just going to choose to stand there and fight these shadows. Between the four of them and what villagers remained, they then had to fight their way back. All of them are tired. They are broken in a way that is difficult to put a finger on, so to speak. It's not a physical wound, it's a mental weight on them.
I'd ask them, do you know where these came from? I thought we'd fixed the rift in the village.
So did we, my daughter. So do we. But they came from the well. All of them. It was like a cork from a wine bottle. It flooded out. We watched our friends, those we considered family, fall and become something else.
I think it must be in a similar it must have happened in a similar time. The Shrouded Lord is pushing all of their advantage now.
What can we do against such power, such evil?
This is going to sound very weird, and I'll admit I don't fully understand it myself. You let us worry about that, and I would just like you to help everyone here, in the Bastion and in Union City. This Bastion is the safest place, but hopefully we can make Union City nearly as safe. I'm sorry you've been hurt. We do have people who might be able to help, and then maybe keep them safe. Oh, and she turns to Bronze. Bronze, you are staying in this Bastion. No question. You will be useful.
Bronze is sort of just holding her arm. Okay. No more stupid.
Well, look. Hey, could you come and help? And she tries to beckon over one of the druids who should be able to help heal them.
Druid comes over and begins to sort of wave their hands across and chews up a bit of weed and then spits that all over, to which Bronze sort of turns and just, really? But then they pack it into the wound and slowly but surely heal it.
This is more triage and less of the healing that we would have seen before. But it works.
Bronze's arm heals. But there is a dark scar where the wound once was.
This unfortunately shows just how powerful our enemy is. No one, I think, understands the power they have. I don't want to burden you with everything that we have learned, but even the gods fucked up when they tried to play around with this kind of magic.
Sounds like you are well versed in whatever this is now.
If I can ever write anything,
first battle scar.
if I can ever write any of this down with you, I will.
I will make a point of this, my daughter. At this point, Paige sort of wanders over. You look like somebody who has the weight of the world on their very shoulders, Jewel. This is not what I wished for you.
I know. I know. We don't get to choose our path, really, do we?
I once heard a very interesting, would you call it metaphor, anecdote, whatever you want to call it. Does the walker choose the path? Was the path the walker?
You would not believe the kind of stuff we have read and understood in the last couple of days. And what's even funnier is it's made it even more unclear as to which one of that it is. So I don't know.
Nor is it for us to know, I guess. You spoke of gods. Let them tinker with what they wish. We as mortals will go forward with the illusion of free will, if that is truly what it is. But regardless, I choose to believe I am in control of my destiny.
I believe that too, even with everything we have seen. That does not mean that there is great power out there to manipulate, but we all do still have our own free will. What is more interesting right now, anyway, I want to make sure that you know and that everyone else knows. There is no reasoning with any of these creatures that we're going to go up against, so don't try. We have done our very best along the way to do that. But we now know the truth. And everything from bottom to top, they're beyond reason. So, I guess have at it.
Paige sort of puts his hands on your shoulders and looks at you, sort of steps back slightly. How much you have grown, my daughter. There is little left for me to guide you with in this world now. Just know I am proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dream at this point sort of comes and wraps her arm around the waist of Paige and leans her head against his shoulder. Indeed, my darling, you are such a force now. I am curious, although I think I know the answer. When you left previously, it was to find someone. Shadows rage across this bubble of energy that seems to be protecting Union City right now and scream as they disintegrate, reminding you of what's going on out here. But Dream then looks. Did you find her?
Yes, we did. Know that just after her passing, we were able to speak to her again, and it was very nice to see the real Mayanora. She had been manipulated, probably most of her life. But I was glad to see the friend again, and she is very much at peace. I made sure that we left her at peace.
Good. That poor girl will. And Dream, for the first time, is lost for words. We will remember her once, if we overcome all this.
When?
When? Yes, you are right. When? Anyway, you look tired, my daughter. You have been through some.
I'm exhausted. There is, I can't quite believe it, but there is like a tavern in this place. So go get some drinks, some food, and find some of the guest quarters. I'm sure you can all bunk in one. It's going to be very tight, but just hunker down. You will find me in my chambers or the library. If you ever need me, just shout.
Bronze sort of scratches her arm, then looks at her dad. Do I get some wine? Paige just sort of looks down. Fuck it, why not? And they all disappear off to the tavern. And sort of leave you in peace.
I think she looks out of the out one of the gaps in the walls, through windows, or just maybe it's like one of the archery like holes, and is just looking out over what's this shadow over the city now. Can she see any stealthy individuals walking the street from her vantage point?
With your knowledge and with your ability to perceive the greater depths of this world, I'm not going to ask you for perception checks. Your passive perception is fucking stupid. You immediately zero in on two individuals who are blatantly being not blatant.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
They are, undercover by being full cover.
So overt, it's covert.
Yeah, exactly that.
Okay. She will, before then going to sleep, will draft a letter, but I will let you move on to the other guys before I come back to that.
Amazing stuff.
You tits.
Lex, you are the most battered you have been in a long time. Blood is pouring from wounds, like your head still aches dully from the sheer psychic damage you took just before you then escaped Thalissa. But even despite all that, you make a point of going to find your friend Cog. One might say your oldest friend. You find Cog, eye wide, that central eye, with the wings folded in, just perched on the top of one of the archways, just scanning continuously, silently. He notices your arrival, but continues to scan. Eternal sentry in this moment. What do you do?
I just want to say, as my oldest friend, ally, confidant, moral compass sometimes, thank you for watching over all of us. I'm proud of what we've achieved together. I'm proud of what you're doing now. And I know you won't stop because your duty is above all else to protect me. But I love you, little buddy.
At that, he sort of looks down, flutters down onto your shoulder and lands with that sort of heavy metallic thunk. Thunk. And just looks down towards you and looks at the sky. We have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, but it's nearly done. And then you can go home.
Are you not coming with me?
I'll make sure you get home safe, but I'll be staying here.
My home is you.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. This world has rubbed off on you more than you care to admit as well.
I am more than a Modron now. More than a monodrone.
You're an agent of Planar Detective Agency. Damn right.
Nods. May Primus forgive me.
Hey,
At this moment, Cog begins
it is
to
us who should forgive him for his sins of his past life, but I'll tell you about that another day.
Cog sort of cocks his head, but then this golden glow begins to shine around Cog. And it's almost like you see the eye begin to separate out. Not once, but twice. As 3 eyes begin to form and a more triangular body, bigger wings. The legs become more pronounced and 2 arms grow out now of the side. As the glow fades, Cog jumps down from your shoulder, now standing as high as your waist at the apex of this triangular form. No longer a monodrone, but a tri-drone.
Well, you're not really going to be able to hide in my pocket now, are you? Do I have to call you Cog Cubed now? How does that work? Cog Trio?
Three eyes just sort of flitting about all over the place, flexing little fingers, mechanical fingers.
Pretty cool having thumbs, huh?
I am blessed. But for me to get to here, my brothers must have fallen.
Ooh. Oh, hive mind. What do you mean? Does that mean we're in trouble?
No, not. Well, looks up. Yes, we are in trouble, but I have evolved.
Worthy sacrifice then from your Modron brothers?
We do not sacrifice. We do as we are bid. As per the equation.
Well, I think you've probably earned a little bit of free will at this point.
I will consider it a gift from Primus, but I worry for at least 2 of my brothers.
Well, we can mourn them together if you like, but then I must ask you to return to your duty and make sure this place is safe. I want you to help me make sure the mages can bat back and keep this, and I'll gesture to the big old dome. Keep everyone here safe.
3 eyes are better than 1.
Touche. You're now the trifecta.
You can't see a smile on Cog's face because there isn't a face, it's just 3 eyes and a mechanical body, but you can hear in the whirs and the clicks and the grinding of the gears when there is humour or the little emotions. You've spent that long with Cog now to begin to understand, and he does chuckle almost at that, and you get the impression of vague satisfaction. Very human elements to a machine.
He is now.
To feel.
He's like Johnny Five, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. Right. I also forgot to add, this is probably important because I do forget NPCs that are outside of the immediate vicinity. Can I check whether Mara or anybody has had word about the state of the Oblivion Isles, where my brother and mum are?
You send a runner off to go and inquire as to the state of the Oblivion Isles. The runner comes back with a note from Mara that just says, I had not thought to check, but I will do what I can. Speed is not our friend here.
Well, I'll try and look on the positive and think that if they haven't heard word of a fallen city or place, then that must mean it hasn't fallen, and that's the truth I'll choose to believe right now.
Who knows what happens across the oceans and the seas?
Yeah.
Very good. Cog flies back and sort of launches himself, settles now at the top of this archway and has to balance a bit more with his bigger bulk, getting used to it, and sort of then slumps back. So but all three eyes are facing upwards and looking outwards, constantly alert. You notice there is a thin silver wire that trails from one of those small fingers to a series of bells now. A full alarm system that runs throughout the bastion, along the walls, over the archways. Should he see anything, the alarm will be raised.
We've got our own Eye of Sauron, everyone. For good purposes. Awesome. I'll say I would have got round probably to saying hello to Jewel and the family and everything once said in the tavern, but I probably would have just gone to bed.
Always something you can do. I was going to say, that sounds like a morning job after you...
That's a morning job. I don't want to meet the potential in-laws covered in blood. You know what I mean?
Very good. Suri, then, before you sleep, what out of those things you described, what's the first thing you would go and do?
I think the first thing he would do would be checking. Cog has got the kind of. Oh, wait, there's fuzzy there.
I was about to say, you had a few too many drinks for that last minute.
In and out of
yeah, that really threw me. I was just about to say something. It was like reality phased out, but only for me. So Cog's keeping an eye, three eyes now, on things. So I think Suri would have gone to check on patrols in terms of making sure that they were suitably doubled up. I imagine we've probably appointed someone kind of Sergeant Major-esque to keep an eye on things, so probably check in with whoever that is.
You sort of step outside and all you hear is, right then, you horrible lot, step two, you straighten up that uniform, hold that pike higher, why is your sword not sharp, soldier?
I think Suri would kind of listen into that, and having been around military enough, probably go, sounds busy. And take that as a good sign. He'd do a kind of manual perimeter walk of the wall, make sure that everything looked okay, and then I think he'd probably just be heading over to the tavern on the basis. It's been quite a long day. There are long days ahead. And yeah, a bit of respite.
What you notice is you do walk sort of the parapets and the boundaries essentially of the bastion, and look to the soldiers and the guards and the sentries, and everyone, these different forms of militia. Every now and again you see sort of a frosty fey looking individual sort of scattered about amongst these lesser fey lord almost. The soldiers all salute in different ways, whether that's the Union City salute, whether that is a Gildonian salute. They all turn to you and recognise you as some form of military leader at this point. Word has got round that the Planar Detective Agency are leading whatever charge will come. Whether that holds weight for Suri, I don't know.
I don't... Not in terms of hierarchy. He would feel the weight of the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And accordingly, he would probably stop to speak to people intermittently, just offering kind of reassuring, not bullshit, but, all that needs to be done is to hold out here. Look after each other and you'll be in with the best possible shot. Keep the people here safe. We will be going to deal with this elsewhere. You're just holding fort and we will be back and things will be good.
Excellent stuff. You observe a number of drills going on, and it's almost a little bit of a reminder of home, I guess, as well, within that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would sit with him, because, his military career was more mercenary in the sense that he didn't necessarily appreciate authority. Might be a surprise to some. But it would certainly take him back, to before all this. He would probably momentarily wonder how his family were doing and whether Nyalin was still intact. But he'd kind of shake that from his mind in a no good dwelling on it now. Hadn't been thinking about it before. It's not going to make me any more effective if I think about it now. He'd probably be reverting actually a little more to his previously more stoic, there's a job to be done.
Very good. You all, I say you all, Suri, you meet Jewel at least in the tavern. Lex having long gone to go and rest, bathe the wounds and heal. You see, at least in part of the tavern, Jewel sharing a drink with people who are quite clearly her family. Mother, father, little sister. A bronze automaton, warforged, hulking figure stands sentry around them. The tavern is full tonight, but it is quiet. Conversations are muttered, whispered. There is a sense of trepidation, nervousness, fear, if you like, that is rife among everyone now, not knowing what to do and how the world is going to recover from what is happening. I will leave it open to Jewel, Suri, if there's anything else you would like to do. If not, we will close this little bit with a long rest. Go on.
Jewel will write her fairly rapid letter and then head out to those two individuals who are invisible to most, but very obvious to her. And hopefully, in a way that would slightly catch both of them off guard, with Hood up and her shadowy capabilities, would even creep up on them.
Make me a stealth check.
Stealth check. Oh my god, that's just gone up because we leveled up. Fucking hell. Sorry, new math to do. 21. Is that 31? 31.
There's a moment where you sort of appear next to them and you notice both of them very quickly go to their sleeves, and you can see the slight glint of steel.
Nothing to be alarmed with.
One who knows the gifts and the way. They almost stand looking out without actually looking towards you. Almost as if they're just going about their business.
There's a barrel off to one side of them, and she places a sealed letter down on the side. Again, she's not really looking at them, and just goes, "This is for the High Serpent only. You can get it to him, yes?"
Of course.
Do it fast.
It is done.
And she will walk off. And for the listeners and viewers, the letter says, High Serpent, ... Obaya. You said not to get in contact, but that time has passed. The Serpent's cloak had a cancer, and something that became very corrupt. Now is the time to show that you are once again in control, and that the cloak are a force to be reckoned with. You may not be a force for good or for evil, but walk the line, the knife edge, in between. If you value the cloak, if you value what the cloak should be, and can be again, then it's time to act. Provide us and our allies with as much intel as possible, and provide our enemy with nothing but misinformation. Yours, Shadowblade in training, Diamond in the Darkness.
That letter makes its way, changes hands, disappears into the ether. And we will see what the result of that may be.
Jewel of Shadows, alias is Diamond in the Darkness. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Very good. We will say then we close this evening out. Lex, you sort of sit on your bunk for a moment. I think, Suri, you pick up a flagon of ale, and Jewel, you look to your family, but all... It's almost like if I could make this cinematic in a TV show or a film, 3 different shots from a camera all at the same time, where you all just sort of look into the middle distance and feel a tingling on your palms. It's almost like the world shifts into 3 for a moment. Blurred. Unknown. The weight of what is to come settles on you for a minute. And you all rest.
Oh god, that long rest button.
Yeah, indeed. Hit the long rest button.
That's probably going to be a proper shit night's sleep, innit?
Up to
I've
you.
got a burning circle on my hand that I don't. That's going to be breakfast's problem to figure out. And then I literally have the weight of the end of the world on my mind. But to be fair,
you tell me, Lex Ordo. How well do you sleep?
All right. I'll roll some percentile dice.
I like it.
If I get above 50, I didn't sleep. I was just unconscious, to be fair, from all the injuries.
Yeah, just passed out, yeah.
If it's below 50, I'll take a point of exhaustion. Fucking hell, why have I said that so confidently? I'm going to roll like an absolute mook now. It's alright, I've got greater restoration. I thought that said, oh, it's alright, I got 85. I seen the 0 of the 80, and I thought, you bastard. But no, I'm alright. 85. I slept like a log,
Had you
Matthew.
dropped, I was going to say, had that gone below 10%, there'd have been some other stuff happen there. But yes, you literally, despite this, everything just washes over you in that moment, and you fall into pure, unconscious, exhausted sleep when I can get my words out.
Easy for you to say.
Apparently not. I imagine similar occurs to the other two.
Not me. I don't sleep.
You all...
Yeah, I was.
No.
I mean, I'll flavour Jules as it takes her longer to get to sleep. She stays up later with her family. That does get her to the point of exhaustion. So, like, you know, then she goes to bed, continues to look out the window. What's next? Doing all of that means that she does effectively that thing of, like, when you just work so hard that when you do hit the bed, it is out. But I would say that it's probably not the best dreams, and it is like that, tossing and turning. I'm kind of awake, but kind of not. She does get a good sleep, but it's not like the best sleep she's ever had.
Here's a potentially leading question then. Where do you sleep?
I was wondering. I think that she's almost unconsciously thinking about the what they were discussing between Lex and Jill before, and she's gonna commit tonight to sleeping in her own room, because she said that she would want to find out afterwards if there was a relationship there.
Lex puts his pants back on.
Not that Lex could perform at all. There'd be definite brewer's droop there with both penises.
100%. Yeah, I mean, to say, Lex would have safely assumed that she'd be with her family tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Suri, in your trance then, you describe to me how your trance goes.
So, Suri would have probably headed up to the top floor of the bastion and gone out onto the very frontmost kind of crenellations. And his trance would have been him, standing kind of braced on the vent of anybody from below. He just looks like a stationary watcher. But Suri's trance typically is of sitting on a cold granite cliff overlooking the breakers as they smash against the rocks. And it's a very... Zen's not right, because the tides can be violent and loud and the wind can howl, but it's a very hypnotic type experience for him typically.
Very good. You will long rest. As you wake in the morning, or come out of your trance whenever it is, each of you is... Fuck's sake.
Fucking hell. So
for the podcast listeners...
was sleeping like Bela Lugosi.
Yeah. For the podcast listeners, Dave's just fucking risen out of the depths on his desk chair, and it was creepy as fuck. Anyway, yes, as you wake, an image resonates with you, or is left with you, whether from a dream, or whether from pure meditation, or whatever it is, you're just unsure. This dark, gothic-looking tower, and at the very top, a portal of energy, dark, with a white light rim around it, looking like a perfect eclipse. What are we doing this morning then, folks?
probably after a bit of breakfast, if we all get there, Jewel would then say, guys, do we need to study this object?
Yeah, I felt weird, but in a good way, I think, since I've had it, and I think we need to figure out what it does, how it can benefit us, disadvantage everybody else, and also how to not accidentally set anything off. Like, do I shake hands with somebody and they just disappear into a portal in my hand? I don't know.
Do they end up in a book? Like, yes. So, I think, shall we go to our secret library, which I can't remember the name of, the archive? Shall we go to the archive and let's understand what this is?
Yeah.
Above
Agreed.
table, this gives us an hour to attune to it.
Indeed. So,
Did anybody else have a haunting,
go.
traumatic vision of a tower, which I assume is the negative version of the Crystalline Isle tower that the Shrouded Lord has in the Shadowfell, right? Is that?
Do we think that is our final destination?
Oh, I have had a vision about that before. It does match the vision, doesn't it, of the evil tower, the Eclipse Tower?
Make me a history check.
I will. Bit of a waste of a natural 20, but I'll take it.
Absolutely does.
26.
Resonate with that image you've had previously, that vision or that knowledge of a tower within a domain. I think the words or the title that would come back to you almost out of nowhere, Lex, is the Eclipse Tower.
Yeah. I think this Eclipse Tower, I know we intimated in previous discussions that we might want to take the fight to the Shadowfell and take down this tower, if it is like a source of his power. But with the Shadowfell merging into our world, I'm not sure whether that's the right play, but I think when we strategize later, it's a consideration we should discuss.
It's possible that if his power is reaching, he may come here.
Yeah. But the move he might expect the least is for us to, go to the Shadowfell ourselves. But
is it? This is just... I don't understand the way the planes are. Is it best for us to try and get through to his tower, the Eclipse Tower, from the Wizard's Tower? Like,
because it's...
would that mean that we
yeah.
get sort of sneakily in, instead of like us having to cross over here, get to it?
It depends, right? Because that might be where the bleed of the Shadowfell originated. So actually, we'll ask some of the mages after breakfast to see if they've heard anything, because it might already be, the Crystalline Isle might already be lost, or that might be a good entry point. I literally think the two ends of the spectrum will be, it's gone, or it's the only safe place left outside of this place.
Yes. So, okay, well, let's find out
Yeah.
that afterwards.
Good plan. So
I think we spend the hour attuning to said.
I think if I had the Celestial Shard before and the not the Mana Stone, the Mortal Keystone, I would probably be quickest to realize that the powers that kind of gave me in my position, I can sense in the rings on my hand for those.
Oh, I love that. Love that.
Yeah, I was thinking similarly in terms of the elemental seal, getting that kind of like, there's a familiarity here, but it's incomplete.
As you all look at the sigil that is burned, branded, whatever you want to call it, in your palms, it's strange because it almost appears in motion. Lex, as you called it out first, there is a ring of light that seems to move, a pale radiance with no visible source, casting no shadow, but illuminating the rest of the sigil almost, rotates, or seemingly rotates like an optical illusion in your palm. Another ring, the slowest of all. As you watch it, it's almost like you hear the sound of it rotating in your mind. Suri, you look to your palm and instantly hone in on a ring of energy, storm bright motion that shifts between the different elemental expressions and powers. Red, orange, and fiery 1 minute, the browns and greens of earth, white and yellow, lightning before water and ice, cold and blue. Jewel, it takes you probably a moment, but you hone in on this band of impossible density, dark and absolute, that almost seems to bend slightly towards the center of your palm, almost like the center of your palm has gravity. And then the other one that is there but also not there. It's almost like if you look in your peripheral vision, you can see that ring, but it's gone when you look directly at it. We'll call it Schrodinger's ring, which is a
has it been penetrated or has it not?
Waiting for it. There we go. Right. The intrusive thoughts won out.
Schrodinger's ring, which is obviously found in Schrodinger's box.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm glad I can bring this level of culture to this this podcast.
And in this kinky fetish is Pavlov's dog just a bloke in like a doggy gimp suit, where you ring the bell and he ejaculates.
Ringing his own bell.
Oh, what a visual
Very
image.
good.
We paint pictures with words like no one else on the internet, mate, I tell you.
And I'm not eating pavlova ever again.
Oh, now I love pavlova.
I bet you do. Yeah, no, I think so.
Bring us back, Steve.
Through that process, Suri would be kind of almost like shifting his hand, trying to, particularly because there's this kind of periphery effect in the archives. And whilst not necessarily a learned man, someone who's got some affinity and obviously recent travel experience with the planes, I mean, this sigil is not simply here. It's of the planes of reality of the cosmos, I suppose.
I mean, it's not, yeah.
That worries me some.
And that's why we took it on together. Not one person should have this amount of cosmic power.
But also, is it only visible here, or is it also visible from the planes?
Oh, you mean, are we like a beacon across the multiverse of power? Oh, that's a good point.
So my first concern is perhaps we should not stay here longer than we absolutely must.
Yeah, I don't think the final fight should be in Union City. We need to be somewhere neutral. Or the Crystalline Isle, for example. Yeah, agree. And can I add some flavour on how I figure out what some of the circles do? So mechanically, I had to lose an attunement to something to then attune to this, right? And I chose the Mana Stone of Time. What I think I would like to say cinematically is one of the passive abilities of this sigil is it prevents time manipulation, forced time manipulation, and us being done by that. So we could actually say the sigil nullifies the power of that stone because it's forced time manipulation. And that's how I will cinematically explain me unattuning to that one.
Oh, that works really well, actually, because similarly I will unattune to the Ring of Free Action.
So by noticing
so
it...
well, technically, the Ring of Free Action was used in the forging of this very thing.
Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Oh, right, well, happy days.
So
Probably
I will say,
back to my
Lex, as you sort of focus in on this, there's a glow from that ring on your palm, the Ring of Time, as you have called it, which diminishes the blue glow of your Mana Stone of Time, which then just crumbles. The thread that was around your neck just slips off to the floor, discarded and forgotten. As you all spend an hour attuning to this item, then, this artifact, this brand, you realise that it is not and was never intended as a weapon, nor is it a reward. It is something that exists because 5 fragments have been forced to remember what they were and what they are now. You are reminded that you do not wield whatever is contained within this sigil. You contain it. You also feel a burden associated with it. Minimal now. You already begin to understand that the more you make use of any capabilities that this gives you, the higher that strain will become.
By attuning to it and trying to figure it out, would we be able to ascertain, this might be a stretch, admittedly, what would happen if one of us was to die or not to be able to contain it anymore?
Make me an Arcana check, please. The DC for this is going to be pretty high, but we'll see what happens.
And I give him, I don't know, guidance probably. Yeah, guidance.
Is that a D4?
Plus a D4?
D4, yeah.
Come on. Oh, it is a 4 as well! So I got a dirty 20 after all of that. Nope, sorry, I lied to you because I've leveled up in It's gone up a bit. 22.
Oh, so with a 22, then you get the impression that if one of you were to pass, then the other two have to then continue to contain this power. If it ever gets to a point where you are unable to contain it, you already, and I think this is perfect for you, Lex, you can almost see the pattern within this rotation of the rings. There is a truth there, that when the power becomes too much to contain, there is a finality embedded into the very fabric of whatever this thing is.
I know, I'd just like to say, I think we're barely containing it. The power, the raw power. We can't let it escape from us. If one of us is to die, you two, or whoever's left, has a greater burden to carry. I died. This makes me nervous.
There's
looking at you, Joe.
It makes me nervous too. I just... We simply have to try and wield it long enough to do what we came here to do.
My worry is you two very much get up in their face and attack them.
I am going to do everything to make sure I don't stay there.
I don't think Suri will take the same tactic, right? You're going to be front and center, I assume.
I'll be where I add the most to the fight. Wherever that may be. And in the meantime,
bring Hilo with us.
there are certain things I won't be doing with that hand.
Well, that's a good point.
Oh, burn me cock off!
Oh no, put a force cage on it again.
Well, Lex is properly screwed because he's got two.
I mean, putting a force cage on it is a whole new level of cock cage. And we're tapping in some deep kink now.
Yeah, there
Join
we
us
go.
after 9 p.m. for our D&D Kink series.
What I like there is that Steve's camera blurred when we went to kink, almost like it was picking up on the adult
Protect his
content.
identity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
suddenly on everyone's phone it just came up with "I consent," and I wish to continue. Like, well, hang on a minute.
Yeah. Most people just have to verify their age then.
Yeah.
No, we won't make that joke. We'll get cancelled. So,
Well, now I want to know.
one friend and you.
That's one for the WhatsApp.
But yeah, I think that he would be. I have prepared perhaps a different selection of spells to that which I usually would. I will need to be in close for much of this when the time comes.
I have also been preparing some new magical aid that might help us. Yeah.
You two, fittingly perhaps, will probably need to finish this. I will try and tie him up. Very sturdy. Whatever works.
Do we know? I suppose no. We're not going to know what we're going up against, do we?
I don't even know what the guy looks like.
Do you not?
No.
That's interesting.
No.
Why?
We,
You?
Possibly. Have you been to the room of maps?
Have we?
It's where I've met him. Once on the beach. Well, by the beach. It was just a voice. Offering me anything I wanted. I told him to stick it, naturally. But then I was there again while we were piecing together the sigil. And that time I saw him. And he's no looker. More eyes and arms than you should put into one form. But I can't help but wonder whether that's his original form or what he's become.
Ooh, that's a good point. So if... I just don't know whether that is the form he chose to present you with, though, in a vision. And what form he may take in the physical may be different.
It would be an unusual choice if he sought to scare me. There are probably things that would be more personal. he'd sought to allure me, there would most certainly have been almost any form that would have been more successful.
Do we also have to contend with the fact that he may not be alone?
I don't know whether he knows what he is anymore. And I actually wonder whether whatever he was once has become completely subsumed by the will of the Codex. And all he wants and thinks is to continue what it tells him to do, which is close.
Do we think he's going to have other people on his side when we get there?
Well, apart from the army of wraiths and stuff, I don't think he's going to have a blood army anymore because Maenora's dead. Shadowthon's dead, so maybe he didn't really have many minions though, did he? It's not like he had an army of people with him necessarily.
Who's that fucking blonde git?
Callum. Oh shit. Yeah, he's the only thing I can think of is obviously the Shrouded Lord Callum. I'd almost forgot about him. But then what about if as the shadow is creeping across, didn't your mom say that people who are falling were rising up again and then joining the evil army? So maybe there's potentially thousands upon thousands of corrupted individuals who are now fighting on the side of the Shrouded Lord. But I think if we treat it like the Maenora battle, where we try and get past all of that to get to the Shrouded Lord.
All those things with the big holes in their chest.
Ah.
This point, a dwarf comes barreling in. Sounds like you're gonna need some allies, boys. And Crodmar Rune Seer, with his sort of mechanical glasses on, barges through. Fancy leaving me at a fucking tower?
I forgot all about you, to be honest.
I figured as well. Captain Lightswift, I've found the fuckers. At this point, Romeo Lightswift just sort of swannies in with the rest of the crew of the Ebon Mirth, which so elegantly crashed into the Crystalline Isle. You lot are hard to get hold of, and looks like you kind of send the world to shit.
Hey, we've been kind of busy trying to stop this from happening, but actually, it's a good job you're here, because we wanted to see what is the Crystalline Isle safe, or is it under siege?
Define safe.
Does it look like this?
It looks out towards the sky. Everywhere fucking looks like this. I mean, you've got the beauty of a big ass bubble of golden shit. Look, the mages are doing what they can. They managed to send us here, because apparently this is where we need to be. Why the fuck we're helping you again, I'm not quite sure. But yes, no, everywhere is fucked.
No, but in all seriousness, it is good to see you, and I'll go and find the Arakrocker engineer to say hello to, which I've also forgot the name of.
Dis just sort of looks at you and wraps her arms around you, and then you see this hulking golem individual just look down as Rend 2.0 pokes their head around. Hello, Lex Ordo.
Ooh. Holy shit. My mechanical friends also had an upgrade. You should go find Cog. He'll tell you all those.
Looks like we both managed to
3.0 actually, in theory. But
yeah. At this point, Dis sort of Hodge. I fixed him. The mages helped. Like he talks properly now.
He's sentient now.
It's a real struggle to get him to shut up. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm going to lean into Jewel while this is going on. Is this some sort of circus that you've befriended?
More airship crew. admittedly, yes, motley crew, but were very helpful in us getting around.
And they're here to, what, boost morale?
Just lend aid in any way.
You'll hear a
Oh,
message in your head. They're pretty useful in a fight, to be fair. And I would also like
At
to
this
point
point,
out, Matt,
Suri, go on.
at the start of the stream, you said, "Oh, I'm going to have loads of NPCs to talk about today." You introduced some we'd even forgot about, so that is definitely your fault.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Because I have to bring them back into the story.
I was like, "Who's this dwarf?" I was like, "Who the fuck is this dwarf?" And then I twigged like 30 seconds later.
I will say at this point, Suri, that a female individual just sort of leans against you, flicks up this sort of cowboy hat and this red neckerchief around her, spins a pistol of sorts. Trust me, darling, you're going to need us. Despite these fuckers leaving us. Who are you, by the way? Because I must say, you are arguably the most attractive one out of this lot I've ever seen.
Well, number one, I know. Low bar, but I'll take it. That may well be the case.
No, carry on. Sorry.
I'm doing your questions in reverse order, otherwise I'll forget them.
Thank you. That's what I needed to understand.
And looking down at her, leaning on him, can I get you a chair?
Are you offering to be one?
Oh,
No, I'm offering to get you a chair.
oh, you missed your opportunity. there,
She
sir.
sort of stands up at this point and goes, "Okay,
The crowd.
the elf's a little bit touchy."
Look, I'm not the best at social
flicks-
skills, Suri. You really missed an opportunity there, my friend.
Uh,
Your face was supposed to be the chair.
I said nothing about faces, although if you're offering...
Can't imagine how that would have been good for my spine at all.
He's worse than me, guys. I mean,
And he's
if
like
I have
trying to
explain
bend his arms backwards in. I'm like, I don't see it.
Lex, good to see you. Jewel, as Vala, as a third, just sort of puts the 2 6-shooters into the holsters and then sits on a table, just sort of kicks her boots up a little bit, and you see that the rest of the crew, Tyragar and Senfra, the 2 Minotaur sort of deckhands, come through. The small crew of the Ebon Mirth now stands in this sort of library with you as Romeo folds his arms and says, "So where am I taking you next, then?"
I look at Lex at the point where she sits down and goes, "That's not a chair either."
And I think on that note, we are going to take a short break.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, we'll be back in a few.
Hi-yo.
Hello, and we are back. All reinvigorated, revitalized, and we've all got more whiskey. So there we go. Very good. You have just sorry, I will say just welcome raiders as well. I realised I didn't do that before the break, so thank you very much for joining us. Very much in a planning session, although that planning session will get turned on its head by the end of this episode, I promise you, because why not? But yes, we left our party before the break. There's not even foreshadowing, it's a fucking promise. We left our party before the break, having reconnected with some NPCs, all 3, I say all 3, it's an unfair one to Steve, but Dave and Danny are totally forgotten about, but happen to be really major NPCs for pretty much the first half of Campaign 2. So yes, the crew of the Ebon Mirth have found their way back to you, and sort of Romeo left it in the air with that question of where am I taking you to next. So we will pick up from there.
And that's actually a very pertinent question, because we really need to get to the war room even, and plan that out, because I struggled with my accent early in the morning.
Just war.
Yeah.
War.
I really struggled to.
War room.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move past it. I'm going to work with a dialogue coach in the off-season before campaign 3.
Dialogue coke is something totally different, and it probably won't help.
You're not helping. Okay. What doesn't help is when your character has the same accent as my character, because then it highlights the lack of my accent and my character. But again, we're moving on. So we need to go to the war room because we need to plan where we need to go.
I feel like you just went through 8 walls, not 4 walls. But yes, okay.
I'm going to break the 4th wall and just I'm going to hang up the call now. Goodbye, everyone. No, so
Crodmar at this point. Aye, a war room would be a good choice. Where the fuck's that?
Well, the last time I saw it, it was entirely unfurnished, but hopefully that's changed.
Everybody looks towards Suri at this point.
What?
Or Steve. But as we're walking and talking towards the war room...
That's right, leave it to the elf for the interior design.
Hey, the stereotype shoe fits, right?
Should have guessed it. You lot.
Fit.
Anyway, I've really lost my train of thought now, but I'm trying to wrestle it back. So, you come from the Crystalline Isle. We were thinking that might be a strategic post to host the final battle. So it'd be good to get your...
Why?
Because it's not a built-up area, and it's the polar opposite of where the Eclipse Tower is, which is the Shrouded Lord's focal point in the Shadowfell. It's where all the ley lines converge.
100% certain?
99.9.
At this point, Crodmar leans in and goes, "It's a little bit more certain than you, Air Captain." Shut up.
I'm just trying to get an intel. You've been there more recently than we have. What would it be like strategically to fight in, you think?
I mean, I guess it depends on where you're fighting, and I mean, they've got a fucking dragon for starters.
That's one in the pro column. Tick.
Well, quick sort of thought there. One in the pro column, as long as the dragon's not been overcome by shadow, in which case it's probably quite a big one in the negative column.
Your man raises a good point, and we didn't see Zephyrath on our way out, so I don't know what's happened there. We were in the tower and got sent here.
I'm feeling less confident about that idea the more we talk about it. What do you guys think?
Hang on a minute. So they have a teleportation circle in the tower?
Where else do you think all the fucking mages came from?
I don't know. I don't ask too many questions around these two. Wait, is that what
How
Jeff
long have you
did?
3 been operating together? Where's Cavan?
Oh, he's having a baby with his new wife.
Oh, God. At this point, Romeo's just there like, does not compute.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I really wish our standing stones would have worked so we could keep you abreast of all of the latest developments.
I mean, they work. You just apparently don't answer, or I'm guessing it's been in your bag of holding for I don't know how long, and regardless of us reaching out, fuck all.
In my defense, I do have like 5 sending stones in there. Various people that I haven't been keeping in contact with.
You need to get a better sending stone provider, so at least it gives you like a clear contact list, or at least something like that, or at least it switches provider as you change regions. I don't know.
I've not been getting the messages. Yeah, but in our defense, we have some of us have died. Shit got real quite a lot. So we've been busy trying to save the world.
No. We need to roll back. Who died?
Well, where do we start? Jewel.
Well, nearly everybody I knew there died.
Yep.
Well, that wasn't necessarily to do with this.
Valor is going to put a hand on Suri's shoulder. Sounds like you've got a little bit of emotional baggage there, darling.
Not really.
Okay.
What a hard nut to crack that one is. War room.
You will filter on through to the war room, which is now fully furnished, and there is across a table is a full map of Enoeth, and somebody has literally thrown ashes and sort of melted purple wax across certain areas to now show you a map of Enoeth where, as reports come in, you can see where Shadow has overtaken. Kedmir is black. Rosendum and the north of Dryamere burns with this purple energy as well. The whole eastern side of Ardalia, from Dryamere to Gildorn, up to the kingdom of Jarn, all decimated in black. There is a single shining beacon to the eastern side of the continent, as Nylin remains untouched somehow.
I knew they would.
There are barren areas to the northwest. Lysa, Juvund, the area there, relatively untouched, but knowing the map, seeing the map, you can see there's only really 2 major cities there. There is not a lot of settlements is the right term. There is not a concentration of life up there. You also see the islands off to sort of the southern coast. There's one particular island where you know there is a volcano that remains untouched. Union City remains a bastion within the central point of Enoeth itself, but encroaching on all sides now is the Shadow. As the crew of the Evermirth enter, there's a number of sort of high-ranking military individuals in here that have come up through the ranks very quickly within Union City, from the militia, from the Harmonic Legion, but also from the Gildornian forces as well. And a number of them turn and look towards Romeo and the crew. Any news from the Crystalline Isle? And at this point, Romeo looks towards you all and then looks back to the senior officials. Yeah, we were waiting for everyone, but we're the last through.
Who sent you through? How many were left behind?
Alaric waited till the last moment.
So the Crystalline Isle has fallen as well.
All the mages he could get through are already here. It's almost like he knew it was coming.
Yeah, he can do that.
And Suri would look down at the map. I wonder if there's some reason that those places that have yet to fall are still holding out.
Well, we know
his glance lingers on Nylin for a moment.
Well, we know why we're still here. From what I've heard about Nylin, they've got their own powerful mages up there. They're probably doing the same thing we are. They've got their own circle up there, mages, right?
Yeah, Alaric was telling me there's a cantankerous old Leonin fucker or something who is clearly holding stuff back.
But what we need to find is a strategic place to end this.
I think you need to find a strategic place to enter this.
By enter, do you mean the Shadowfell or just the battle itself?
Can I
Are they
scan
not one
the
and
map
the same?
for what looks like the intel that we've provided that has been collated in this map with all the information we've been given, what looks like that weak point. Maybe we're looking for, it would be the least well guarded but the clearest path through into the Shadowfell using these voids and rifts, that is effectively closest to our goal. So obviously, we don't think this is going to be, let's go back to the Crystalline Isle now, so therefore it was like, is More Stacy the closest place or something? Weighing up all the dangers that we know of.
You overlay your intelligence, and you know some of the stronger points of incursion were Thalasser, Kedmir, Rosendum, but also Stonebark itself. The Crystalline Isle was one of the last to fall, if it has fallen. You only know at this point that the crew of the Evermirth was sent through as the final batch of people, almost to deliver that message. The areas where there is little activity, or at least it's not reached there yet, are almost strategic from your view of this. They are areas where there will be very little resistance in the moment, so they're not important right now.
So Suri's looking at the volcano and then at Nylin and kind of around. This may seem like an unusual question. You all talk about Nylin with a strange reverence. To me, it was a place I was stranded from for many years and returned. What happened there?
Well, it was the thing that returned from wherever it was, which created a cataclysmic event 30 years ago. Around about the same time I also disappeared, but it was restored back to this plane from wherever it was, is the story I've heard. Which led to the magical world we live in right now. Like the convergence of the ley lines and...
I was on an island for a very long time. Ironically, not as far from the shores of Nylin as I may have thought or felt. I was never aware of it going anywhere. I'm wondering whether there's a connection. And the volcano. An elemental weak point. We know that the gods have been changing. We know that there are newer gods. We've perhaps unleashed one or two.
Mm-hmm.
If there were a god of fire, a god of something, would a volcano be a likely point where you weaken everywhere else and isolate it? And if that's the case, are there new gods out there who might not want their beings brought short by the plans of the Shrouded Lord, who we could call on? Did Nylin bring them back? Did something happen there? I don't know. But where we're going and what we need to do, we need all the allies we can get. What of... kind of glances around the room and looks at Jewel and Lex and then very quietly says, "The unbound hunger."
How the hell do we get in touch with
How do we
them?
track him down? Yeah. But we've got the moon goddess as well, but I'm not sure. She may actually be stronger now we're in the dark. But I know we had the chat before, and I can't remember. Matt, can I do a history check? Or something along them lines? We had the discussion around whether moonlight would work the same at vanquishing the shadows as sunlight, didn't we?
You did?
Would that work?
Give me an Arcana check.
14.
14. There's been moments, as you think now, along every moment, every day, every step along the journey that has got you here, where occasionally you have seen the radiance of moonlight burn away the shadow of the void.
It's worth a shot, but who's closest to her to reach out?
Or where do we travel to find somewhere she may be likely to hear? And perhaps we chart a route to where we're going and pay our respects.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because we did... Because Edgius has gone from existence, would we still remember putting the petals down and planting the seeds, but we just don't remember who did it?
Maybe
Or because he did it not happen?
Make me a history check.
Oh. That's probably apt. I rolled a 4, so that's a 10.
Your memory's fuzzy, like you recall something to do with petals and mounds. Action still occurred, you're just not sure how or why.
Yeah, okay.
I would also like everybody to make me straight intelligence check, please.
Ease again.
14 for me.
Sorry, what?
Intel.
Thank you.
11 here.
It's a weird one to have a natural 20 on, but 21.
Duel instantly. You go to an inside pocket of your cloak. Pull out a moon petal. As Lex, you follow suit shortly after and pull out a moon petal. Suri, you sort of reach under a pauldron and pull out a moon petal. And you hold them there.
Oh, maybe we can use these to meditate or try and reach out to her. I don't know how we got these, but I know what they're for, if that makes sense.
I do too.
But something you said, Suri, it's got me thinking when you said we should chart a path or find the right place to communicate her. Maybe when we're finding a place to enter the battle or try and end the war, we need to think of a place where there's going to be the least amount of shadow. I know we're currently under a shadowy cloud, but I mean, like, we've got mages here who can create artificial light. You can create artificial light. If we're in a place that is just open and flat, if we create artificial light, we create a battlefield for us to work on and fight on that has less chance of being flanked or snuck upon by shadow.
Look, I love the idea, Lex, but in all seriousness, the Shrouded Lord is happy where they are to spread their darkness throughout our world. I think we would lose the entire world before he chose to come after us in our very obviously ambush-ready place.
Yeah.
How about we cut that another way? Sorry, Joe.
Go on, Suri. I'm trying to think of all these ideas. And short of crashing an airship into the Crystalline Isle onto the tower, that's the best idea I have at the moment.
Well, Shadow is what is cast when light is blocked out, yes?
Yes.
What if we went somewhere where there is no shadow because there is no light to be blocked out?
Then I fear they are more powerful than us.
Sneak around the fucker from behind.
I'm good at that.
Mona Havari.
I think you hear a pin drop in the in the room.
What was below the unbound hunger?
Abyss. Then would he be more powerful there because it's almost like a void?
We have the Eclipse Sigil. He found a way out of the void without it. Could we use the void as a way to get to him without being seen?
I think the only difference between the void and the Shadowfell is we can breathe in the Shadowfell, we can fight in the Shadowfell. It's just the emptiness of space that we've got limited time to do anything in the void. That's the only disadvantage for us, I think. Amongst, I don't know, that's where he gets his power from, but do you get what I mean? In the Shadowfell, we have more of a fighting chance than in the void.
Maybe. I was just thinking if we want to get through, maybe that's where the weakness is.
I do think you're right that probably taking it to him, and to your point, Jewel, taking it to him, but do we need to send out splinter groups to the places on the map that are already in darkness, or do we all just go to one place and do one big attack?
Divide and conquer, I think, is a wonderful idea. All of the newly risen darkness areas, we need to send battalions out to, and
mages, healers, martial fighters.
We need to spread them thin so that when we go in, there's less of them. We need to also then go with a small army and fight our way through to this. He's going to want to meet us, but that doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
Well, he literally told us to bring him the codex.
So, I mean, trouble is, if we try and play it cool and go, oh, hey, yeah, we're going to bring it where do you want it, then we're going to get, ambushed and or shackled. So I think
it's not a codex anymore, is it?
So we go in with, extreme prejudice.
So you think we go into the Shadowfell to him, try and set up a parlay, and then...
Oh, a parlay with my knife. No. I believed a few days ago that we were going to be able to parlay, believing that he was connected to all of this, that he was, an individual who we could reason with. I think we have seen otherwise now that he is not. Maybe it was the total power that he had. Maybe it is the timeless prison he has been in. That time has passed. That time is gone. He simply needs to be stopped.
Yeah, because I think if he's surrounded by an army of wraiths, I think just casting some sunlight will solve that problem. But what about if Callum is there?
Then we simply have to be wary of our economy, and we have to deal with him as we need to.
I think that's why we need probably some of our most powerful allies to come with us. So if Callum is there, they can take care of him while we take care of Shrouded Lord.
I think there's some truth to that, and divide and conquer cuts both ways. And currently we are outnumbered. Also, the Shrouded Lord, and I quote, wants us to Bring him his fucking codex. Why don't we just agree?
And then we set the time and the place.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm drawn to the Crystalline Isle, but if there is now a necrotic shadow dragon, I do not want to go there. But we need to find a place on the map which is easy enough to get to and escape from if we need to, but is also far enough away from everyone else to minimize collateral damage.
And forgive me, I'm well-travelled, but maybe not that worldly. Is there anywhere that epitomizes new beginnings?
Like a symbolic advantage for us, maybe.
He wants to bring things to a close. We disagree. We agreed to meet him somewhere that was suffused with the symbolism or idea or power of growth, new life. Anything that opposes. Maybe that would help us. But we have what he wants. Sooner or later, he's going to have to take it.
Yeah. I really don't know. The next powerful place after us is clearly Nylon. But that's obviously full of thousands of people. We can't go there. I don't want to go to the Oblivion Isles where my family is from. I mean, it looks okay on the map, but I don't want to bring the fight there, even though that's probably symbolizes similar to what you were saying.
Do you make me a perception check, please?
31.
31. You feel it, although you probably don't react to it, as somebody slips something into your belt.
I shall grab it.
You feel a letter as your thumb goes across the seal as well. Instinctively, you recognise the seal of the Serpent's Cloak.
I'll step back away from the table then to avoid anyone particularly noticing, and I will read it.
I'm not going to ask you to make me a stealth check because naturally you are probably stealthier more than anybody else.
I'm assuming that again. Like I know that we're the only ones talking here, but there's general muttering and people talking and pointing at the map and stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's kind of obvious. But yeah,
I've kind of been letting you guys talk, but
Yeah.
there's been interjections from
Yes.
different people and people pointing them out. Generally, there's a discussion going on of where do we face it, him, them, whatever they are. You break the seal on this letter and open it up, and in sort of very rough handwriting, almost as if it was hurried. My diamond. While I told you not to contact me, I can't help but find pleasure in the fact you have. You and your little friends have lots to answer for. My serpents are spread wide. Some of them have reached into realms I didn't think possible. And there are things there that are clearly meant for you. While you figure out where you choose to face whatever it is that is setting our world, I think you are missing a key point. They are waiting for you. They're not going to meet you. Those that have managed to sneak in and sneak back out. Only my most senior of operatives now. talk of something called the Mornweald, which I hope resonates with you. And it is a place that lies in waiting. So, my diamond, where shall I have my forces meet you? Where would you like your entrance into that realm to be? Because this war will not be fought in our world. And I thought you would have already realized that.
She will look at the letter, and it does confirm her, might as well call it fears, that she was right. We've got to pass over to the Shadowfell.
Yeah. It confirms the obvious truth we've been avoiding.
So I go up to the table and I do hand it over to Lex and Suri. You said Morn... What was it?
Mornweald.
Mornweald.
And that is the name of the tower, I believe?
That's his headquarters, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it was the tower.
Yeah.
The tower is the Eclipse Tower. The Mornweald is a name you have heard in passing. It's a domain.
Oh, he set up his own little domain within the Shadowfell, hasn't he?
Okay.
You remember
almost
now
like
from
what
the
we've done
lore
here
of
in
the
Union City
Codex.
with this fucking dome.
Then... so Jewel will say this to the table. Our forces need to fight them in the Shadowfell. Do we know that Mornweald is essentially around the Eclipse Tower? Is that right? Near it?
From what you understand, and in the letter, yes, you begin to understand that the Mornweald is almost a region. You turn the letter over, and a buyer is sort of giving you a rudimentary map that has been drawn by someone who has been there, and the main operatives that have managed to come back, but you hone in on the fact that it's only the most senior of operatives. Anybody who is any less than that has been lost.
I do not... looking around at the table, I do not... I know that we cannot sneak an army into the Shadowfell, so we need to find the best place to get everyone to the Shadowfell in such a way that we can ensure a battle for the realms. Once we do that, as many who can make it with us through to Mornweald need to, so that we can get to our target and use the very unique things we have at our disposal.
Well, if the stories I was told as a child are true, Shadowfell is a lot like the Feywild. And the entrances are in the place where there are shadows. At the right time, the darker, the deeper the shadows, the easier the crossing.
This is probably a good time to tell the group that I can just take us directly to the Mornweald.
Can you take an army?
The fuck are we doing discussing all this bollocks then if you can just take us there?
If you'd let me finish, I will elaborate. I can only take up to 8 people, and I've never done it before. So I've tried it in the elemental planes, and it went wrong. So I'm nervous about trying it again, but I can try and take up to 8 of us directly to the Mornweald. If the other mages could follow suit. Basically, I've got plane shift.
This, one of the senior mages sort of looks at you. If you can... In fact, no, we have that. Yes, I think we can. We can.
I can explain the ritual. Would you be able to replicate it?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Yes.
The
Lex, does
reason
that
it fell
mean we're
last-
going from here?
We can go from anywhere we want. The only kicker is, the reason it didn't work last time is what I've learned, is I need a item attuned to that plane of existence. But I think we'll have something from the Shadowfell, from the fallen battles, from whatever. We need.
Look, I don't suppose that the Eclipse Codex is basically a key to every plane.
A portal key. Yeah, I'm thinking that. So mechanically, I need a metal rod worth 250 gold attuned to that plane to be able to plane shift. But I think cinematically, we could probably, with Matt's blessing, figure out a way to come up with an alternative.
At this point, as you start discussing... Go on, Sir Steve.
I was going to say, as an aside, and this is something that we talked about last week, and I realised we've completely forgotten. At some point earlier in this conversation, Suri would have asked a runner with a... Tell whoever it is that we'll find a way to pay for whatever you can find, but we are looking for potions that can be sourced, invisibility, haste, restoration, anything that we might find useful. We can find it within the city, and it's a price tag attached to it. See what you can find. We'll take whatever we can afford and carry.
All the lords and ladies of the major houses of Union City are in here. As numerous people look towards them, and just in unison, they all sort of look and go, well? And send all these runners off. Mara just sits there, chuckles with her very swollen belly. I think that one might be free, sorry.
Jewel does also, scribble down on, again, a short piece of paper, finds, a likely individual to pass the script to, and just goes, find all the others they don't bring along.
I thought we were going to have like that bit in the Matrix where everyone opens their coats and it's just like fucking potion central.
Yeah.
Maybe just click and there's loads of corridors and shelves.
I will say, as you hand a letter to an individual, Jewel, they sort of lean into you and go, I think this might be what you need. And they hand you a lantern.
Grab the lantern. What do I discern from this lantern? Also, what do I discern from the individual?
Oh, the individual is quite clearly a very, very skilled thief. I
was just checking it wasn't a buyer, but yeah. So, at which point I just ignore the individual in that way.
Very skilled thief. Yeah. And they hand you this lantern, which as you grip it feels fucking freezing. Like it is cold. There's almost, as you now look at it in your hand, it's small. It clearly was once on a post of sorts, or hanging from something. But it's not much bigger than your palm, and there's this strange misty light coming from within it.
I'll also say, sort of in his vicinity, not looking at him, I will have an answer for him. Don't leave before I give it to you. And then we'll walk off.
I don't plan on going anywhere. Okay.
Do I need to attune to this or identify it?
You don't really need to do either. I think maybe an insight check.
Where's my insight? Not bad. 22.
Yeah, like you instinctively begin to realise that this was one of those more senior individuals of the Serpent's Cloak, and what they've brought you back is a piece of the Morn Weald.
Oh, nice.
There is one lantern less.
There's my attuned metal rod. Thank you, Matthew.
Well, great. Now it's going to be really fucking dark there.
So yeah, I'll hand that to Lex. Yeah, I'll hand that to Lex. You have what
it will take us directly into the barracks where all of the army are sleeping.
I found this overhanging a very treacherous cliff.
Half our party's there, the rest of them just plummet.
I mean, Lex, you've just been handed a lantern that nobody has seen change hands at all.
don't know where you got this from, Jewel, but I somehow instinctively know it's exactly what I need.
Plausible deniability, my dear boy.
Don't even know
Plausible
what that is.
deniability. And I'll just put it in my bag.
As you raise the lantern, then put it in your bag, one of the mages goes, anyone going to explain what the fuck that was?
Oh,
No.
Lex,
the key.
do we need multiples of these for multiple mages? How does this work? Do you need to cut it into many pieces?
Ooh. That's a good point. If you want to follow us, you're going to have to... Yeah, that's a very good point.
Jewel will turn to, presumably find her family somewhere in the room, probably further back, but will then say, Papa, can you help? And is going to ask if he will have the ability to be able to... Well, brings him over.
Smelt it down.
Yeah. Like, make basically coins of... Not coins, but yes, amulets that would allow many people to go. This is from the Shadowfell. Will it keep its magic if you smelt it?
It is material from there. I see no reason why not. I assume you have a forge somewhere I can use.
This
Yeah, we do.
I was going to say this city does, but apparently so do we. So yes. Yes, please just make as many as you can sensibly out of it.
At this point, Paige stands up tall, turns to the nearest individual, doesn't care who it is.
You? I will need smith's tools. I will need extreme levels of coal and the most detailed tinker's tools you have. If they are not precise enough, I will spank you with the tongs. Do I make myself clear?
And this individual just looks around and goes, yes! Snaps to attention and sort of runs off.
Union City.
I was just going to say, like, yeah, that's like one of the heads of the family.
Yeah.
Lord Horace Grendale just wanders off as Mara's just there like,
I am so going to hold on to this memory forever. Thank you, Jewel, for that one.
Do we set off in the morning?
Does it matter what time of day it is in this Shadowfell?
Another individual leans in towards Jewel.
No, it really doesn't.
If I could have a rest, there is something I may be able to do to help us initially.
There is a few more individuals once we decide, are we leaving from here? Is that settled?
Makes sense.
Fine.
Needs walking.
Then we need time for the last few of our allies to arrive.
Yeah, and I need to teach the mages the spell as well after Jules' dad has forged it, so I think we got some time. For you to prepare whatever you need to prepare.
And he leans into someone else and goes, find me a really expensive bowl.
At this point, Brom sort of looks at you, Suri.
Fuck do you think you're talking to?
You, Druid, find a bowl.
The system works.
If anyone has any more allies that are coming with us, they need to get here by the morning. She says that in such a way that the individual she's been speaking to will know that that's his cue.
Yeah. And if you're going to prepare something, I think I might try and prepare a last resort as well. And that's how I canonically get in my new level up spell into the story.
There we go. At this point, Brom sort of steps up then.
I've been very quiet throughout all this, but seems we have a plan. And it seems only fitting that we meet here in this city.
At which point Mara takes over.
Yes, that's Druid. I think I understand what you are getting at. A city that was born of chaos and now unity. Union City. Where all peoples belong. where we will all come together to fight this evil and protect the future generations. At this point, she holds her belly. An individual in yellow overalls and an orange bandana with black flowing hair sort of steps forward. Yeah, and while you do it, fucking kill Callum. Cavan places his hands
fucking kill
on...
Callum! Rousing roar across the room.
Callum places his hands on Mara's shoulders. Romeo Lightswift turns to you all and says, "Can't ferry you into this new place, but we'll be there. Beside you. At dawn we ride, I guess."
Thank you for always having our back.
We'd be delighted to have you there.
Yeah. And then looking at Mara's belly, after her speech, can I then just say, and Union City will also be the birth of the new Ardalia, gesturing to the next generation, essentially.
Let us hope it brings those that are highborn. She looks up at Callum. Cavan, even. And lowborn. Fucking spells fire in, everyone is there.
Imagine
Callum gets
that
wailed on by about 60 people. Freudian slip. Mara looks up at Cavan. Let it bring highborn and lowborn together. And let it be known that the Planar Detective Agency was the harbingers of our salvation. At dawn we ride. Everywhere echoes out. At dawn we ride.
But first, we must eat. And...
Aye, I could use some
like,
food.
So, was that Valaya or someone that you'd been speaking to earlier?
Vala?
Vala.
The gunslinger?
Yeah. First we should eat. And he looks over and goes, "I don't know if you're interested, but maybe we could fuck."
This one, Vala just takes off her hat, looks at Romeo. Looks like I have a date.
It's your equation for that one, mate. Well played.
As Vala literally grabs Suri by the collar of the breastplate that he wears and drags him out of the room, a number of other individuals sort of turn to each other and shrug. Oh well. And there are numerous couplings that disappear out.
I say to Jewel and Lex, "I'll meet you two and 9 others back here in a couple of hours."
What is he got planned?
15 minutes max. Right. And I hope the thing is
amazing.
What is the thing you're preparing? Now Lex he's gone to prepare a spell.
Heroes
It's not now. What a khaki face.
One other thing. Not knowing well enough, but having a cool idea, Jewel will go over to the crew of the airship, and will say, "I don't know if you can work with like some of these mages. Do you have an airship with you now? No."
No, you crashed the last bastard into an island.
Can we?
I am told by some very, very, very lucrative individuals that might be some that we can buy, and I'm looking at you. I want to steal it.
Hey, we get stuff for free in this town.
And
you're my new favorite person. Get me that airship.
With the wizards and these pieces, can you attach them to the gems? And can you get that airship through? Because we need some fucking air cover.
Sorry, Jewel. I just want to... You want to tie mages to gems?
No. I want
You
you
wanna
to
tie
use
them
the
to an airship?
mages. I want you to use the mages to make a sigil on the airship gems, so that when you power it up, it comes through to the Shadowfell with us.
Oh, I was all for actually tying people to the ship and just riding them through, but okay.
I mean, it would be like cannons, I guess. Glass cannon.
We could
Mages.
we could try and combine our plane shifting spell to make it big enough to take everyone at once. If everyone was on a ship, we could focus all the spell to make the ship go with all of us on it, maybe.
I just think that an airship over us is going to cause maximum carnage, and I am for that. So if you, Lex, if you can find a way to work with all of them and make it work, then it's great. If not, they need to come with us.
Correctly the first time. If I try and bastardize it a second time, we'll end up decapitated. We'll turn up in different pieces and
Then we need to go the normal way, and other mages need to give it a go.
figure it out. Okay. If they can bring cannonballs of pure sunlight, that'd be great.
Fantastic.
I am sure we have the necessary skills to be able to shift enough force through these things.
As another mage just sort of steps forward, a rather rotund mage, so
We can make the power. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Rule of cool. That's his name.
Captain,
there we go.
go pick a ship.
Put it on the Planar Detective Agency's tab.
Mara just sits there and goes,
I think that better be my tabs then.
That's exactly what I meant.
as
Yeah.
Romeo runs away in the most camp run possible, just, I'm getting a ship. And Dis just looks, it could have at least given me, like, I don't know what, 2 days to figure this shit out? But no. Right, Ren, we got work to do.
Oh,
And they both wander
You go
out.
with him and
It's-
make sure he just doesn't pick one that's the prettiest. It's got to be tactically the best.
So the
fast.
prettiest.
and maneuverable.
Yeah. He's just going to
So-
pick one
so
with
the
the
prettiest.
mermaid on it with the biggest boobs.
Failing to see the issue here. Rend! We ride. Sempher and Tyragar run after them, sort of go find a ship. Brom just sort of is stood there scratching his temples like,
So what, do you want the druids to board a ship? Are we following you? Are we getting one of these fancy stick things? What's going on?
I think every group needs a healer, a mage who can create sunlight type power, and I suppose some of your battle druids. You just need to split up yourself amongst each group.
Some on the ship, some
This
with
I
us,
can
some
do.
as decoys.
Yeah.
Right, everyone outside, organize your troops. We're gonna divide and conquer the plane of shadow.
Yeah. And if you got anybody who can turn into dinosaurs, I mean, Cavan did that once and it was so cool.
Cavan's there, scratching his head. How did I? Like, Lex, was that you?
No. Brom, was it you?
Maybe it was something like it was. Was it? It was under the crystalline tower. So was it just?
Yeah, it
like
was the mages. It was the mages. They did
Must
it.
have been. Yeah. That was
Also,
it.
some weird magic down there.
Fucking conclave. Fuck Callum! As Cavan sort of just raises his...
He's got it on a
glass into
t-shirt
the
underneath
sky.
his overalls.
It's tattooed across his chest now. At this point, Mara just pats him on the chest. I think we should retire, my dear. And they disappear. The
Just
last
in the background,
person... Go on, sorry.
Suri's been repeatedly casting in guidance on himself for the past however many minutes.
I snuck him a stamina potion before he left.
That's it. That
Yeah,
is a blatant excuse for having a wank.
How do you cast guidance? By fluffing myself.
Go on, Steve, sorry.
Well, no, he's not having a wank, but it's not a million miles off.
He's casting guidance on himself, yes. Perform.
No, we don't want performance checks. They're minus one.
Perform.
Let's take athletics.
By all means, roll me an athletics check.
Oh, okay.
This is a natural one now. This
With
would be great.
advantage. 26.
Vala's had the best fucking evening, or few hours, she's had in a very long time.
Good. In other news, I rolled 15 for Heroes Feast, by the way.
Amazing. There we go. So we will...
Is Heroes Feast temp, or...?
No, it's temporary as in you don't get this forever, but it's not temp hit points. It's an increase to your max
It is
HP.
the increase in the max. Does that...
Does it stack with aid?
Does it stack with aid, is my question.
I believe it does, because it's not temp.
Yes.
And Neighbours
Yes.
aid as well.
And it lasts for 24 hours, hence could I do it in the evening before we left. And I'm looking at the wrong list of things, so that's helpful. It must be great watching this. Everyone
Four
also has
confused faces.
resistance to poison damage,
Nice.
and immunity to frightened, which we already have, and the poison condition. For the next
Worth it just
24
for the hit
hours.
points. It's worth it just for the hit points.
It's also for immunities. So yes, Suri, I'll say you've cast this beforehand, essentially, with the bowl, and maybe some of the druids help you, and before everybody disappears, you've got Vala sat in your lap at this point as you're both eating as fast as fucking possible for you both to then disappear very, very fucking quickly. But this feast lines the war room now. There are literal tables that appear with gold and silver goblets, with the finest of cutlery, with platters of the finest meats, cheeses, fruits, vegetables, desserts. Everything is opulent. However, Suri, what is the one thing that stands out for you as the druid that has cast this spell?
Probably the sushi.
Nice.
The finest sushi.
I make a mean weed rat stew.
The California rolls are fucking impeccable.
We're never letting Dave pass the Heroes Feast in any way.
Fucking eyeballs floating everywhere.
How'd you fancy
You
the Dick Soup
spent-
play?
you-
I'm good.
You and Vala literally feed each other sushi rolls to the point where even Brom just looks over and, can you two get a room? It's getting a bit uncomfortable. And at that point, Vala does then drag you off.
Bowl of
Jewel,
oysters in
you
hand.
feast. Scoops it off. Jewel, you have a moment where you feast with your family.
Oh,
I'm going to
that was the
include
wrong
Lex
time
in
for me
this
to
as
come in
well.
with the word bearded clam then, because you just started talking about families.
I was about to say I'm going to include Lex in this in a moment, but maybe not with that one. So, Jewel, you sit amongst your family. Lex, you probably float on the outside of this, but go. What happens during this feast?
I don't know how, but you managed to get some Oblivion Isle delicacies in there, so I am straight on them. I'm kind of like, you know, when you're looking at somebody from across the room and you're like, I want to get involved, but at the same time I don't feel like I should. I want to leave Jewel with the family, so I'm just kind of just awkwardly hovering.
Noticing that probably fairly quickly. If you were, are you hovering, as in you're sitting around the table, or you're sitting, or you're standing? Like
I'm awkwardly stood behind you all, pretending not to be aware that you're there, eating a sausage roll.
Jules' tail like wraps around your forearm and then sort of tries to pull you around to sit you down at the table.
Steve and I went to the same place.
Not hand or anything else. Not tail straight in the hand.
I hope I'm not interrupting. Do you mind if I sit with you guys?
Lex, that's a stupid question. Go on in.
Indeed, Lex, you are family. Sit, please.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Can I get an elephant out of the room pretty quick?
Where?
Paige looks around.
I think
I
that's
see
how the
no
expression.
elephants.
I think that's how the expression goes. I've never used it before.
Really sad Loxodon just walks out.
Yeah. Yeah. Just because your parents are here, Jewel, I feel like I need to just go. And you can, if he could sweat, he would be. And just be like, me and Jewel kissed, and we might be romantically involved. I'm gonna go now. Bye. And then he's just gonna leave. He's got it off his chest.
Bronze looks at Jewel. Ew.
He's usually a lot more eloquent than that.
Oh, really? I've not seen him be so eloquent in some moments. He's...
Paige is fucking death staring Lex as he walks away.
As I get to the door frame, a dagger just goes into the.
No, it's more as you get to the door frame. It's Lex Ordo.
Yes.
How dare you walk away? Get back here.
And I'll walk literally backwards. I don't want to turn around and make eye contact yet. I'll gingerly sit back down.
As you sit down, there is a heavy paw that just pushes you down.
So, shall we discuss?
I was hoping
As a
not to.
family? I'm sure you were. You, why don't you tell me what has occurred?
Seeing Lex looking very, very, very awkward. Over the past couple of months, year, however long it's been, us travelling together, he's the only one I've been able to trust throughout. And maybe these things just bring us closer together. And to be fair, Lex, I did kiss you first.
You're right. Yeah, she did instigate it. It wasn't me. It was her. But I did reciprocate just for full transparency.
At this point, Paige picks you up by the colour of your coat, lifts you off the stool, and stands you next to him. Snakes a hand around your shoulder and pulls you in close, very close, and very tightly, and then leans in.
You act as if I didn't already foresee this coming, you fucking idiot. Of course I'm happy. Just treat her well, you fucking moron.
Got the measure of you.
No, I was worried. I was worried. I thought you'd be mad.
Why would I be mad? Why would we be mad?
At this point, Dream sort of stands there, and Dream is fighting to not piss herself laughing.
Well, it's kind of my fault that she's not been with you this whole time. There's an obvious age
But
gap,
it is
which
also-
probably we should address.
At this point, Paige and Dream look at each other like, Paige then turns to you.
You are also the reason she is still here.
That is true.
You are
She's
the
also the reason.
Jewel rolls her eyes like, fuck's sake, yeah, I keep dying.
She is also the reason we are all here.
That she is.
She is the reason I will finish this. Get some brownie points for the family.
Dream at this point sort of stands there and places a palm on Paige's chest.
Lex. It has been a long time since we all sat in our little dining room with Kevin, discussing family and what it meant. We knew then that you were part of the Shadows clan. Of Shadows clan, I should say. She sort of looks at Age really awkwardly. If this is what the two of you wish, then please don't fight it. Just accept it. And honor each other. Every day. That is what love is.
Whoa, you threw out the L word. Not even touched the
I
boobs
can
yet.
see us. I love to think
not
that
like
this is
saying that, by the way.
actually this is like
funny.
saying it because there's the logic. Just I've not touched the boobs yet.
Lex, absolutely 100% the teenage boy. Didn't really want to have a conversation, felt I should, tried to run away, now it's awkward, and I'm not making it any better.
I'm like the nerds from Weird Science, if you've ever seen that film.
Yeah, you absolutely are. Dream sort of stumbles for a moment and. Well, Jule, I will leave that up to you to rectify when you are ready. But what I was trying to say is, there are quite literally dark times ahead. Family is more than just blood. Family are those people we choose to let in the moment. A loud moan that comes from a corner from a fucking room somewhere as Suri and Vala are having fun. Yes, family are those we allow in the moment. I feel very awkward saying this now, but, look. If I had to choose anyone for my daughter to love in a moment, I cannot think of a better individual. Do not be afraid of what is to come. Embrace it in the moment.
I felt like I wanted to wait, like it was too much to think of. Whereas now I think it's just something to hold on to.
As you say that, I will actually hold on to you.
She'll put her head on your shoulder.
Bronze, stop sniggering. I think maybe we should leave these two to their conversation, my love. Bronze? Yes, you can grab the wine. Just leave.
Oh, wine.
At this point, Brom slowly just sort of slides across a carafe of wine and then disappears out the side. You two look across the room and you see a red-skinned orc just there, like, gives you the thumbs up. And a blonde-haired, blue-robed individual, the robe just looking like starlight, who sort of smiles at you both and then fades into darkness and into the ether, into the astral itself. I'm going to leave this now for Danny and Dave to figure out what goes on as people just leave.
Joe will turn to Lex and say, I don't know about you, but I want to take this carafe of wine to the archives.
Is that a euphemism? Or am I...
There will be no one else there.
Right, okay.
And I just... There's too many people around here. I just want to relax. And she'll...
Do you want me to come with you?
She's already pulling you towards the library.
Right. I need direct instructions. I'm not very good at picking up on cues.
You're gonna have to learn to read minds.
Just for clarity, are we going to do what Suri's doing, or are we actually just going to drink wine and go to sleep?
Not on your first fucking time, I hope. Jesus.
Suri's doing borderline illegal things.
I imagine Joel now very much has to lead Lex through this situation.
Yeah, suddenly realising not
Describe
how
in
I thought it was
detail,
going to go.
I'm a bigger virgin than you are.
Oh man, are they both virgins?
I lived with robots for 30 years.
Yes, but
None
there's
of
two
them-
cocks in the situation.
None of them were sexy, Dave. So.
Wasn't Japan then?
No. No. There was no Temu sex bots in Mechanus, I'm afraid.
Maybe it fades to black in the archive room.
Love that. Well done, Dave. In that
Like how
moment.
describing Lex awkwardly going to third base.
Yeah. As Lex tries to figure out what the fuck is happening in this moment, we do fade to black. We wake the next morning and there is a flurry of activity in preparation. I will let you know around the potions front, around what is discovered and what is given to you, ready for next session, essentially. But know that these are in your inventory. At least 8 different metal rods are formed as tuning forks. Lex, you spend a time teaching the mages or instructing them on a particular spell. The crew of the Ebonmirth load a number of individuals and forces into a new airship, ironically called the Ebonmirth 3.0.
If I'm teaching them how to cast it, does that mean I can also ritually cast it and not use the spell slot?
Fucking 100%, I will allow that.
Come on.
Nice.
That's 7th level aid. That means I can keep 7th level for the aid that I'll give us all before we leave.
Don't ask, don't get.
I mean, the whole we're going to give people aids halfway through, but yeah, no, sorry. Anyway.
I am the Magic Johnson or Charlie Sheen of the group. Really.
Now we're getting cancelled. Anyway. The forces of Enoeth, of Ardalia, begin to prepare. Where would you as a group like to be? Which force? Would you like to be within the airship? Would you like to be within the force that is majority druids? Do you want to be amongst the physical martial fighters? Do you want to be amongst a group that is primarily mages? Where would you like to position yourselves?
So above table, if we go in on the airship, then it's very obvious where we are when we eventually drop in. And it may well get us there, or do you think that we can stealth in with a splitting off from a smaller group?
I think Go on, Steve.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, to my mind, there's probably 2 obvious conclusions. One would be whoever's going to be up on deck, which is presumably the marshals and the mages. You've got your frontline fighters and the people who are going to want to be able to cast. Anybody a bit more healing-y might be a little bit further back. If we were in with the marshals, we are able to act as a bit of a force multiplier. If we're in with the mages, we are physical close protection. That would be my thinking.
Yeah, we've also got to bear in mind that basically we don't want to spaff any spells until we get into our proper fight. That's the other thing you got to bear in mind.
I'm thinking the ship is the distraction, and we would go in on the ground. I think you'd want whoever is a ranged attacker up on the ship spaffing stuff or shooting stuff, and then we're in with the inventory on the ground, probably.
Or what we want. Airdrop, right? Featherfall.
Just parachute people in, essentially.
We can, at least ourselves, we can be dropped in.
Are we about to hell dive into the fucking Shadowfell? Shadowfell, even.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Suri's very much like, look, we need to get in. If we can get us down quietly and the airship lands somewhere else, that may be a benefit. I'm ready to fight. As long as it's not from the waist down.
So we're going to call it for dance style, just and then parachute in.
Yeah.
That's good.
If they can drop us in and then land somewhere else as a distraction. Particularly if we could get the mages to cast invisibility on us while we do that.
If we do all of that and I was going to say, and we are literally able to be dropped in silently while they draw their forces away, this is immediately sounds like the best idea.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Literally none of this can go wrong, by the way.
Is there anybody... Perfect. You know these people better than I. Well, let me put it another way. You know these people. Is there anybody, if we were to take a couple with us, that would be of particular use in what we need to do? We are traversing a dark, dangerous, hostile land. Would any of the people that you have met over your travels stand out as people we should try and take down with us?
I want Mace.
Mace lifts the literal brass mace onto his shoulder. I am with you, Planar Detective Agency.
For Paragon?
For Paragon raises the mace into the air. Cavern from a corner just smacks his chest, points at Mace.
He's got radiant energy. That's all I'm thinking. Mechanically, that'll work well for us.
He's also leveled the fuck up as well.
Come on.
I mean, Brom's going to be dangerous as well, isn't he? Or is he?
Probably a healer for us, maybe.
Or is he commanding?
I'm going to need a persuasion check for Brom.
Or can I do it because I'm plus 10? Or
yeah.
I've got a big old persuasion.
Yeah, that's what she said.
What is it now? Plus 11 now. Fucking hell. I rolled a 19 and I got a plus 11, so I'll let you do the maths.
Fucking hell.
Brom stands there and... I think my druids know what they're doing. Happy to ride with you, my friends.
Well, I only know one of these people. My friend with the guns. I mean pistols. For clarity.
Can she walk?
Valor is fucking glowing in this moment.
She could have had a wash, dirty cow.
She gets free 7th level aid.
Valor at this point spins her guns, puts them into the holsters. Is that an invitation? Suri?
I think ranged support could be of value.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention.
And then there's like half a wink.
Valor just looks at Romeo. I think you've got this covered.
We need to make sure that all the mages and whoever can do it blesses or enchants or makes magic every martial weapon that isn't already magical. I just think normal weapons ain't going to cut it, if you catch my drift. Non-magical damage I don't think will work above table.
What? Endgame? Nah.
We probably have the odd magical weapon knocking about.
So if old Pistol Hands could have the sunlight guns from Underworld, that'd be great. If she could dress like Kate Beckinsale in Underworld as well, that would also be great.
No, if she dressed like Kate Beckinsale from Underworld, I'm not making the next session.
There's a pool on the
Because
floor.
I'm not going to lie, if I had to pick one biggest crush from any film franchise ever, it is Kate Beckinsale from Underworld. So there we go.
It's a good job your wife doesn't watch this.
She very much knows, is all I'm going to say.
Because you've been asking her every Valentine's Day to wear the outfit, and she keeps saying no.
Generally, yes. No, but anyway.
I'm asking what Kate Beckinsale's on your driveway. Fuck.
Anyway, any more NPCs you want to try and recruit for your journey into the Mormfield then?
Do we want a mage above table? Do we want a spellcaster? Not to knock Brom, but do we want someone who's got...
We've got Druid, yeah, if you want a mage.
That's the only area we've got somebody very martial. We've got non-offensive caster. We've got somebody ranged. Do we want a arcane caster?
Yes, like a war wizard, blade singer.
Or cleric, but I feel like Brom probably has a bit of healing magic, so...
Well, you've got Mace, who's a paladin. You've got Brom, who's a druid. You have Valor, who is a gunslinger.
So we want somebody like Evocation Central. Covering fire. Command and control.
Yep. Like a area of effect / buff type mage.
Yeah, or lockdown.
Yep.
One of the more senior Crystalline Isle mages steps forward. It is that rotund individual from the sort of the evening before. I will do this for you.
I lean in towards Legs and go, thank fuck, I thought it was going to be Jeff.
Jeff is there just going, my name's Jeff. I stay here.
It's for the best, Jeff.
Oh god, he's going to burn down the place when we're gone.
With that being said then, if everybody
Jeff's the big bad.
is aboard, who asks to be aboard, who you have recruited, you spend time, Lex, educating the numerous mages around this plane shift spell. You yourself have a metallic tuning fork of pure black metal, which sort of, every time you nudge it, radiates with this strange purple light. Jewel, the last thing you see as you board this airship is your family waving. Paige holds up a sword in salute. Bronze just holds her mum looking at you with wide eyes and dream. You can see her visibly swallow before she places 2 fingers against her lips and blows you a kiss. And even on the wind,
She blows a kiss back. Yeah.
be safe, my daughter.
I love you all.
Can we assume that all of the people who came back last week, so like Garnet, Tamora, they'll all be on the airship as well, right?
No. You can assume they are in play. They're not necessarily on the airship, because you didn't ask.
No, sorry, I'd forgotten who Josh was playing, so that's
Garnet.
why I didn't want to ask Garnet. So I was going to ask
So
Garnet.
So don't worry about that.
Okay,
Okay.
But Garnet and Tamora are in play.
fine.
Okay? So don't worry about that. We already have that figured.
No, I think that's good. They're not coming with us then.
In this moment. Go on, Suri.
I was going to say, I think getting on the airship, Suri would go to the prow and he'd be looking probably quite pensive.
Vala wanders up, smacks your ass. Why so thoughtful? We're just gonna go kill some shit, right?
Yes. Bad memories about ships.
Yes, I can resonate with that one. And in fact, it's your friends that led me to those thoughts, but it feels
like Providence?
I hope so. Every other time I've been on one, everybody's died.
She double takes for a moment and then sort of pauses, but... Well... After last night... Wouldn't be a bad way to go.
Kind of glances down at her and then looks forward with a slightly more wry, still thoughtful, but a little like a slight wry smile. Goes, well, maybe when this one hits the rocks, they'll be what breaks.
I've got your
And we
back.
can go.
You've got mine.
What they said back in the Bastion, Mara, about the Highborn and the Lowborn. The one thing we all have in common. We were born. We will live. Someday we will die. Let's do something good with it.
Indeed. And as reality shifts before the prow of this ship, Dvala just grabs Suri and pulls him in for a deep kiss in that moment as you enter into darkness around Union City. Pockets of armies, of individuals, of mages, of druids, of soldiers, of every race step forward into a world unknown. The Ebonmer 3.0 shifts through a mist of fog that shakes the ship. And you hear scratching underneath. I would like... Do you know what? Everybody roll me a d4, please.
We've arrived, motherfuckers. 4.
4.
Whoa.
Fucking all of you roll again.
8.
1.
I rolled a 1.
A 1.
3.
Oh, I thought you'd
3.
rolled a 1 as well.
Suri.
That'd have been... Alright.
Suri, roll me a d6.
You're never going to believe it. It's another 8. 3.
Oh, we got an instant success on whatever.
I am going to allow somebody to bank that instant success.
Love it. Thank you, Data.
So thank you for the instant success, but I'm going to allow a bank there with a... You said a 3, yes?
Yeah, FYI, everyone, I've put that in as a heroic inspiration, but remind me that that's a collective heroic inspiration, because it saves me writing it down.
As the Ebonmer 3.0 hears this scratching underneath, you then hear this splash as the ship lands in water. A flat black mirror extends beyond the edges of the ship, reflecting nothing above it correctly. You look to the edge of this lake that you have all now landed in. Dead trees rising up from the shallows and the edges. The silence is different here. Almost as if it is chosen. I'm going to ask everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw. Do you look over the edge?
As that happens as well, you just hear Suri go, well, shit. And then roll a 2 for a 5.
I felt bad about my 11 until you rolled, so thank you.
That's why I'm here.
I'm rolling great. 22. Thank God for that.
Jewel, you turn and watch as all of your allies freeze in this moment as the ship butts against the shoreline. All of your individuals, Lex, Suri, Valor, the crew of the Ebonmer, Mace, all of them incapacitated for a brief moment.
I'll shake Lex. Hey, wake up! Come on, snap out of it!
Lex does snap out of it as
Look around
everybody
the
else
rest
is
of the crew.
frozen in the moment. And as they are frozen in the moment, you look around in the distance to what would be the southwest. See a tower that is illuminated by a strange light. Beyond you lies the Mornweald, a terrain you now have to traverse, but in the center, a tower standing taller than anything else in this domain, and above it, a pupil-like circle ringed with silvery white light. Symbol which resonates with a very sigil etched into your palm. And this, my friends, is where we, for the first time, enter into our Campaign 2 endgame. And we will end C2, episode 116.
Oh boy. Here we go, boys.
None of us died, though. Well done, everyone.
Why the hell did you have to say that?
I'll tell you what, Suri is really good at pep talks as well. Last time I was on a ship, everyone died.
No. Sorry, to be clear. Every other time he's been on a ship, everyone died.
Oh, that's even more rousing. Thanks.
So yes, we are going to roll into Mortal Magic Unrolled, because that was a fun RP session, and we've got a lot to break down there. But yes, now is the time where I expect my players to pull out every bit of lore, every little item, every little potion that I'm going to give them, but every moment, and we are going to bank that instant success. And I have a sneaking suspicion that an instant success is going to be clutch in the moment.
It is indeed. It is. Thank you so much
When
indeed.
plan A and B ultimately go to shit.
Yeah.
And to our Twitch listeners and viewers, please rack up as many of whatever the hell the name of the points are as possible between
Channel
now
points,
and
Wrath Strike Nuggets.
Wrath Nuggets, whatever they are, yeah. Why are they nuggets? That's got some connotations to
Wrath
it.
Strike Nuggets. So, like, pieces of Wrath
It was a
Strike.
thing we created in Campaign 1.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it has like
Yeah.
echoes
Then
of
we can
Winnet.
brand it as a cereal when we get famous as well.
That's right. Yeah, feed that to your kids in the morning before school.
Yeah.
Instant success.
Crystal meth and milk is essentially what it is.
And on that note, folks, we'll see you next time